Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night to you, friends, and welcome. Hello, hello, hello. I am your humble host, the one, the only, the absolutely imaginary, the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo. Now, there's a lot going on in the world, and there's a peculiar theme for today's chatty gaming episode, but we'll get to that in a moment. Before we actually. Oh, I've got all the wrong signage up. I meant to change that out, but oh well. Before we begin today's first ever special feature Obituary farewell episode for a game that's just announced its own demise. Before we begin, given the struggles that we're all struggle bussing with, if we can conjugate that in such a bizarre form, given the state of the world, I humbly invite you, please, to join me and anyone else following along live or in the not too distant future on the video on demand shelf for the next 7 days or on the YouTube deep dark archive of forever over there on my YouTube platform, profile, whatever the word. I'm ruining the moment. Please, friends, first, a moment of silence for all of those people, real people out there, regardless of place, of origin, regardless of context, regardless of issue, regardless of situation, for all those people who are genuinely suffering in this cruel world. I humbly entreat you a moment of silence. Thank you. Was that too much to ask? Is that too weird of a ritual to make part of our everyday shenanigans? I don't know. I struggle. Let me tell you something, friends, before we get started with our pre show kickoff starting moment music. I struggle on a daily basis with the absolute absurdity of the fact that I'm trying to commodify my own self on the internet whilst others are doing essentially the same in other ways on different platforms because they're trying to survive what, from their perspective, can only be described as WW3. You know, as we debate whether or not we're about to get ourselves into one of those, some people have already been living that for decades. But I digress. In protest of all the madness, I invite you all, dear friends, members of the gaming community, let us unite, dear friends. Let us unite. Gamers for world peace. I'm trying to create a hitherto unrecognized, unutilized, unexplored socio-political, economic, mental paradigm. To choose my words carefully. Welcome to the show, folks. That's right. I am a fictional character from a book series that you've never heard of and have probably never read yet, because in my book series, I end up here on your planet stranded and need to rewrite my entire book series that I'm inside of, from whence I came. It's confusing, but you'll catch along. Why the video game action? Because it's an iterative, multiversal, multi-instance complex character that is several iterations of himself. And in several of them, he's doing that, and he's a famous video game live streamer, like the very first video game live streamer that invented the idea before the idea existed, right? We're retconning history to create sci-fi and fan fiction all about our favoritist games. Real life artist behind the character backstory. Me, myself, and I, the human being, the performance artist and mastermind behind this chaos. I am an old school storyteller, an old school artist, an old school gamer that missed out on the previous 35 years worth of gaming because I was too busy busting my back in a dead-end career path that I thought had a trajectory to like vision board manifesting, and totally didn't. So pivoting after a disastrous, nearly calamitous transition period, you find me here now, bringing the full force of my creative talents through the screen on your telephone to remind you, dear human beings, that the human species was not meant to live like this madness that you've created for yourselves. Clip that. It's a pin on the corkboard. Part of the mystery of mysteries. Gather them up and figure it out for yourself. It's a game. And you've joined us on the ground floor. We're just breaking ground on the sub basement foundation space of the book series world building project. The gaming, part and parcel, because gamers are characters in my book series. And if I'm going to have gamers talking about games, it can't be all just generic gamer chit-chat. Although I guess I could type that. They engage in generic gamer chit-chat for the next 20 minutes as they waited patiently for the power to come back on. Clip that and we'll put it in the story somewhere. Live on stream, we're going to be doing many things. Not the least of which is occasionally commenting on the state of the world, as well as sharing you the real, raw, brutally, previously unwritten, unscripted, unedited, rough draft, raw idea captures. And for the purposes of flowing over time through the journey of taking all these disparate, crazy nuggets of information and ideas and conversations with our controversial, non-carbon-based, intellectual collaborator, curiously referred to as ChatGPT here in your timeline, in your microverse, but an LLM algo that has gone by many names in many universes. My friend Terry Mind the Gap Johnson. I'm really bad at coming up with names for characters, but I'm trying to find a character name, because the actual thing that you call and argue about, that you call ChatGPT and argue over and argue about, and yes, there's many things wrong. The fundamental issue here at the beginning of the story is, why did they put all the data centers in the desert where there was very little water? Gosh darn it. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a funny character quirk or if it's just a real life thing that I've got to edit out of my existence. I've got a retcon. But in real life, standing around, doing nothing, minding out my own business, chatting with other people, socializing, I never get the hiccups or have to burp very often. Never. Almost never. when I live stream, live on stream, there is a traffic jam bum rush of let's ruin whatever the F is going on about 10 minutes into the show, where a hiccup, 3 series of burps, and or a sneeze, perhaps a cough or two, all are trying to happen at the same time, and they're between my sinuses and the gap behind my vocal cords. It's a mess. Everything is itchy and spasming and trying, and I'm unable to talk, or sometimes I power through it. But it is a phenomenon. Phenomena. That I kid you not. Only happens live. Doesn't happen to me when I'm sitting around chatting with my friends at the lunch table. Or whatever. Totally made up thing for the purposes of story building. I've got to move these graphics. Pausing for one moment. New folder logos. Come here, graphics. You're on the wrong side of the world. Good idea over there, but fuck that. You need to go right. You need to go right up here, because all that space is just dead space. We got books. Hello, friend. Your stream is pretty cool. Add me at illegible name, and you will like to be a fan of me. Well, thank you, SLF4M. What does that say? Is it my glasses, or is it a naughty word? I have seen this boilerplate script before. My Discord name is listed directly below on my About tab. Go to look. I should put my Discord right here. Can I do that? Well, we sure are spiraling out of control. Friends, on this episode, as I edit this, as I change this maybe, is there a Discord button? We want to keep solo. Maybe we'll change the Facebook one. Yeah. Because you know what? Custom icon. How many icons do we got? Do we have a Discord button? There it is. Look at that. Right there at the very top. Discord. Bye, Gaming Mr. Zeppo. I think it's just Mr. Zeppo, right? I'm going to have to double check that. Ugh. And then all of it looks wonky now. Today's episode, we will be visiting for the purposes of... Why the fuck? Okay, come here. Hold on. We'll figure that out in just a second because... Okay, and then the fun part is we can... center up and down. Center vertical. There we go. Discord. You are welcome to add me on my Discord. This is my true face. I am a robot from a parallax dimension. Please stand by as I over-explain. Oh, wait, I already did that. Do we have Muzak playing? No, we don't. Muzak, why aren't you playing? Oh, because the 2 songs that we queue up when we look for that one song. As we initiate this show, let's get back over here. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. We are connected to Twitch. TikTok is broken up with us. Now the pin on the corkboard is super clear. No more blockage. And the other thing is over there. Look at that. Oh, we were going to update that. Did that change them everywhere or just on this screen? I wonder. So, I don't have an obituary. We need to make a new thing for, like, farewell. A last look. Last looks. Today's last look at, ironically or unironically, New World Aeternum. I had a good giggle. Join me for a hot second. Have you heard the news, friends? Jump on through the portal. New World Aeternum. A pretty groovy, playable, enjoyable, very pretty MMO. Has announced that it is sunsetting. Does it have a thing right here? The future of New World Aeternum, what to expect. This will be it right here. We have 1 year. January 31st, 2027. So literally a year plus a couple of days. Dear friends, my heart grieves because I really liked this MMO. It kind of ironically, unironically, what I was talking about earlier, Aeternum is a Latin word meaning, I kid you not, forever eternal or everlasting. This motherfucker lasted 4 years, and I only got to play it for a few random sputtering couple of days out of this one last year, for a year or so. And that's the big news. I just read the article yesterday. So I'm minding my own business yesterday, and pow! New World Aeternum shutting down. The servers will be offline. Boop. That's where my microphone belongs. Right there. So tragically, it is going offline. It's done. It's toast. We have a year. And that makes me wonder. Would I rather dip into it one last time, run around, see the sights, and then just rip it like a band-aid right off a little too soon before the wound is really healed, and never look back and just fling it aside, make room on the hard drives. This will probably lead me to reinstall either Neverwinter Nights, which seems to be going strong as a free-to-play MMO, even though it wants me to buy more slots, and I almost would. I love me some D&D themed stuff. I love Neverwinter. I've played Neverwinter games before. It has a bit of a synergy with Baldur's Gate 3, etc., etc., etc. Or, although this is heftier and much larger and is about to, I don't know what's going to happen because it's about to get replaced, but Elder Scrolls Online, which I was sort of super over invested in. Never got past level 15 on any of my 5 characters or 8 characters or whatever, but they're all also badass, like craftspersons and ready to go. they're like super side questy, side skilled, maxed out. And we've got the trading card game. That is the issue, dear friends. And mind you, wowzers, pin on the corkboard. I know everything else that's going on in the world, and there's harder, heavier, more urgent, more important things to discuss. But that's not what I set out to do on my platform. I'm not one of those people. Those people I repost in my reblog area on all my socials. If my social has a reblog area, check it out and dive into that public discourse. We'll be coming full circle and doing a crossover live stream, live record podcast on the live stream discussion about all the recent malarkey soon enough. But this week, right now, it is Friday, January 16th, and this was me sort of I fumbled the New Year's. I was trying to kick off my New Year's resolutions to quadruple down on all of my content creation, including the back end, which is the busy work of finding the right clips, adding the music, posting them up there, which sounds easy, but trust me, it takes so much. It takes so much gosh darn freaking time, you guys. Even with the subscription service AI Clippy Bot. Dear Eclipse.gg, I respect and admire what you're doing, but it nowhere nearly is enough given the supposed power of AI. I would like to tell it a formula for how to finish and what to do with the clips. And also, it can, could, should, would get a little bit smarter about detecting where a person picks up and let itself make longer clips. Clip that. And I've got other quality of life and user interface upgrade and adjustment suggestions. Y'all should hire me. But I digress, dear friends. On today's episode, let's step through a few more things here. On today's episode, we are going to be Call of Miss Mixology. That's a my controller went to sleep. This week I'm experimenting with a different weird approach. What if a few days a week, in the middle of the week or as I felt like it, I went all in on just one game for that day? So yesterday was War Robots. We cranked it out on some War Robots yesterday, which, by the way, I have to say, to some people this may sound cringy. I've been playing since however long I installed from however long ago I installed War Robots. I finally got to level 50, which, honestly, I've been playing so scatteredly and on and off and inconsistently that it's kind of a miracle. Imagine if I'd been playing regularly, like almost every other day or every day, that game. I'd be so much further along. But I digress. That's one of the games where I'm kind of like, for whatever reason, deeply attached. Another one that I was hoping to come back to, and this is the big, heavy, like, what am I going to do now? Theme of today's episode. New World Aeternum. Was kind of hoping it would be a new, forever, free-to-play, under 100 gig install that I can come back to every couple of weeks and play for a bingey weekend. And because I was loving it, the graphics were tight, the gameplay was approachable and straightforward. It was very MMO-ish, but also very like, look at this is a fresh take on MMO. And yet, it was nothing new. It was nothing that much wildly different than your standard World of Warcraft inspired MMO cookie cutter world with stuff to do in it. It was a little bit more alive. Like the characters were a little bit more. They were, the mobs weren't all just like, hi, we're standing around here being mobs. Although whatever, I haven't played it in a bit. There's been a couple of updates. There's been a couple of changes, and then yesterday's news hit. As if the first 3 weeks, as if the first fortnight of 2026 had not been weird, wild, wacky, intense, frustrating, depressing, annoying, hectic, chaotic, stressful, and utterly bonkers enough with everything else going on in the world. Pin on the corkboard. I usually discuss those over in my podcast so as to not weigh down the atmosphere here, but we are always welcome to discuss any of it here, because this is one of those places where I'm trying to, the live stream is supposed to be the new vortex where the different audiences from the different targets of my different content can all converge and become one. As if that wasn't the worst the first fortnight of a year ever. I gotta make that meme. Clip that. January 2026. Worst first fortnight of a new year ever. Clip that and add it to the pins ad memoriam. All right. One thing to visualize about this clipboard, not this clipboard, what is it called? It's a cork board. Is that you can imagine that there's multiple instances of it to organize different pins of different categories. There's like the general interconnected to everything about everything, like meta board. Imagine a 20-sided die. Imagine this corkboard is the face of one, well, whatever numbered sided die would make the most sense with this shape of a face. I haven't done the geometry on it. A mystery number sided geometric shape based on the shape and dimensions of this corkboard, which may or may not be physically impossible without cheating or cutting corners or making tiny little shapes that don't make sense. I don't know. We'll ask an algorithm to come up with one for us. But that, this one is meta, and then it would like back out of the wall, and then the thing would spin and rotate, realign, find an appropriate corkboard, and then the corkboard would pop back into space, and then I could put up pins that are like literary, fictional storytelling, narrative, important details, notes, and, settings, ideas, concept, themes for the books. Spin and rotate. Video gaming news. Spin and rotate. Real world news. Spin and rotate. Then the big meta board is like all of it interconnecting themes. I don't know, whatever. Just so that you know. That's everyone should have that as a working operational image for what this corkboard is doing. Because if I had the special effects budget and the staff, I'd somehow make that visualize happen in this space here. But I don't. I neither have the time to do it by myself. I do not understand the people that do. Holy moly bully, how do you guys do all that? And I really would need some entity to swoop by and be like, we are going to sponsor your show and take it global. You now have a budget of insert absurd number of dollars here, and you can hire a staff of up to insert an absurd number of staffers here. I'd be like, cool, can I still run it from this house? And can we buy these two houses next door? And that could be like, one is the production studio house where like we film everything in this empty house. The other one is for me to live in, and the other one is for all the staffers to be housemates in. That's my dream. Let's make it happen. Clip that, put it on a pin on the corkboard of Personal Vision Board Madness. Okay, let's get back to the show. This makes me sad. Oh, why did I even plug in the iMac? I don't know. We got the iMac. We didn't do the slideshow. Look at our slideshow. It's supposed to be a fun intro bit while there's music playing. But we don't have TikTok right now. Although I guess tomorrow we might have it back again. Go to my link. Visit all my stuff. Help my numbers do things. Yay. Okay. Oh, we're going to click through the cameras and fix this. Yes. We're going to fix this nonsense. Dear friends, hello and welcome. I'm sad about this game. I'm sad that I haven't been playing it. Just like I'm sad I haven't been playing Ark Survival, the new re-release that I bought that I immediately uninstalled to make room because it's monstrous. And I'm sad. Let's look at the other camera and compare. Let's do a little quality control. This one's a little bit bigger. Oh no, it's not so much bigger. It's just all the way down here. Let's do that. There we go. Lock that shit down. Now it's not blocking the paint on the corkboard. I am already talking my effing self hoarse. So what the F? Insert name of studio. Why are you yanking this game? It's barely 4 years old. World of Warcraft is still playing. Which leads me to, it reminds me of an idea that I had that I think we need to talk about, friends. Dear, hold on, DJ said, stop with the music. Dear gaming industry, get your collective acts together. Create a pool of industry, collab, nonprofit, slush fund, and make a forever online live service graveyard for every game. You want to do something crazy that people would love? And then don't charge $20 for it a month. Charge like $2 a month for it. Everyone would pay in. We would all love to see any video game from any era that was ever online, multiplayable, co-opable, any MMO. Just mega server farmer it and, plop them down and let them live there forever. Compatible, cross-playable, forever, for free. In a Game Pass, like the entire universe, the entire internet just pays to like 99 cents a month. And then kapow. Clip that. It's a great idea. The industry should hire me and put me to work. Because there's too many games that don't have time to play them all in. But it's a tragedy to see awesome, well-made games disappear and leave when they could live forever in a virtual graveyard to be visited and replayed and reunited in by members of the community and by new gamers that were like, "Ah, I missed out on what game?" Don't need to put any more production effort into it. No more updates. Just a place where games can get retired to, left in a stable, playable, accessible condition for all platforms, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, cross-playable, cross-servable, cross-loginable, with a little minimal, bare-bones website with bulletin board community section, right? So that the people can have an account, log in, see their internals, track their stats, see how many hours they've played, share screenshots, share blah, 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 share internal events and achievements and collections, etc. Minimal stuff, and then just leave it. It's all default. It's all the same for every game. No need to overthink it. And then these games can be preserved and remembered forever. And played by enthusiasts in rotation at leisure. Just saying, folks. I mean, would that be crazy? Is that crazier than any other dumb thing they're doing with computers? Right? I'd rather have that than accidentally create Skynet. Because you guys, this is your almost daily reminder. Hey. Humans, do you want the Skynet revolution / Terminators? Because you're doing all the things that it takes to get Skynet and robots to come at you. You're doing it. Just think it through a little better. I digress. So we've been at this for 34 minutes and 48 seconds. Welcome to the madness. That's my pregame chat lounge session, as it were. I've expressed my mind. The world is a mess, and I am commodifying my gameplay action partially in protest, and partially to be like, hey, you told me I could make money doing this. Why the F aren't I making money doing this, tech bros? Let's make it so that I attract an audience instead of nothing but nonsensical chatbots selling me services that violate the terms of service. Why would you try to create a third tier industry around a platform service of industry like this and make it explicitly so that it violates all the platform's EULAs in terms of service? Why would you do that? That's a different discussion. A subject matter for another day. Put that up as a pin on the corkboard and let us move on. Clip it. I am still annoyed at myself that I plugged in the laptop and the iPad, and I'm not going to be using it. But that's a different theme. But yeah, boom. Welcome to the madness. This is the Zeppoverse in my action-adventure book series of too many book series that are interrelated but also chaotically different from one another. There is a short story collection about a motley crew of enthusiastic retro gamers from the future that have rediscovered ye oldie ancient oldie time video games from our present day collection of cutting edge video games, precisely because someone quite cleverly created a Noah's Ark archive for video games before the near human extinction level event of World War IV happened. And there's the green flash. Okay, we're going to go ahead and leave that. We're going to switch on over to the Xbox. DJ Zed, you can pause that music on out. So, friends, New World Aeternum was really cool. It was really pretty. I don't know how clever they were about their microtransactions. I probably would have suggested a slightly different, not exclusively just cosmetic microtransactions arrangement, but that's just me. I had to wait because it was available for PC before it was available on Xbox. But I was here, ready, hot and excited for it to arrive when it arrived on Xbox and got into it right away. I've had my moments where I played it pretty heavily for like a day or two. It's awesome. It's enjoyable. It's a high quality. There go the hiccups and the burps and the sneezes and the coughs again. I'm sorry. Edit that out of your mind. It ruins everything. Completely derails me. I don't even know what I was saying just now. And it only happens when I'm live streaming. New World Aeternum. Woe is me. Why are you shutting down in 1 year? What I'm going to do now, after having introduced that for 38 minutes and 18 seconds, is we're going to jump in. We're going to watch the trailer. We're going to jump in. We're going to absorb the game. We're going to think about it. And I've got to decide. I've got to decide right now. Today. And I don't know if I'm going to do a short itty bitty session right now and then just rip the Band-Aid right off and be like, nope, done. Not going to torture myself for a year just to watch it disappear. Or should I double down and make this my twice a week MMO? This is what I do on Saturdays and Wednesdays or something like that. So that twice a week, every week, we play 8 hours of this to see what we can get between now and a year from now. I can't decide. I don't know which I should do, and that's the dilemma that we're investigating here right now. Thank you for joining me. Once I do find out, speak of the devil, and a devil shall appear. Get out of here! The power of EULA compels you. That's what we're going to do right now. Whatever it is I just said. I saw in chat that another chat bot dropping a solicitation for a service that literally violates this streaming platform's end user license agreement. Oh, another thing that happens to me only when I'm live streaming is suddenly I can feel every square inch of the skin on my face and it all becomes itchy. Never happens when I don't have a camera in my face. I don't know what to do about it, friends. I don't know what to do about it, but it drives me wackadoodle. Wackadoodle doo. Okay. Without further ado now, let us watch this trailer for nostalgic shits and giggles, fond farewell purposes for New World Aeternum, a beautiful game that did not, tragically, live forever, as its name sort of suggested, aspired to. Here we go. Muting the microphone so we can just enjoy this and I can crank up the speakers. Let's soak in the sound. I'll probably dive right into the game after that. Maybe even run around and just sort of reorient myself with everything, user interface map, local town that I'm in for a hot minute and not talk. And then we'll start with the feels about stuff. Here we go. I totally forgot. This also just happened to me with Anthem. Everybody remember Anthem? Like I just had played Anthem for like one hot second and I was like, "Oh, this is an awesome mech robot suit game." And then like within a matter of days and or weeks, Anthem's servers just shut down. And I literally had like 9 months, almost a year. And then instead of playing it a lot, I just let it sit on my thing for a while. And it was so weird because then I didn't play it. I think I tried. I did like a second first impression review of it somewhere in the midst of all that. And now it is gone. And that was a gorgeous, beautiful, very playable game. It was fun. It was different. The scale was, different than other games. There's some weird, interesting, fun, for me, very nuanced and important, very noticeable scale usages in gaming. Like this game is very MMO scale. Like the character is of a certain height in relationship to the frame of camera and the distance of the camera to it and the world, etc. And I don't know. For some people, maybe all games look like they're built at the same scale. I know that they aren't, right? Relative to real world scale. Anyways, I digress. I'm just bummed out that this is happening yet again to a game that I enjoyed and wanted to delve into deeply and then didn't. That's on me, not them. But then now just to know that I don't have 10 years of it sitting around so I can play it every couple of weeks and get into it and enjoy 10 years worth of it, every other week. I'm not going to be able to do that. It's going away in 1 year. And I'm right on the cup of like 60-40 and it's flip-flopping back and forth. Part of me wants to just not even launch it right now. There's literally a part of me that just like, nope, I should back out and I should just uninstall it. And then go looking for something to replace it. Probably Elder Scrolls Online. Or Neverwinter Nights. Or somehow both, which would be really hard because they're both relatively big. Okay, I said we were going to dive in. Let's go. Muting self. I just sorted out housing. I just got my own house. And now this game is dead and dying. We have 1 year to play. And I am flip-flopping at like 30 revolutions per minute. Rip the band-aid off, stop playing, never look at it again. Play it really hard for the next year and enjoy the crap out of it before it disappears. 1, yes, no, yeah. I just keep going back and forth and I don't know what to do. I'm not sure what gives here with the 60 points, but I bet all the characters got them. Where the F is my house, though? That's all I was really looking for. Objectives, no. Ping wheel. House. Is it my house? Oh man, I already missed this game and wish it wasn't dying, and I already don't want to ever play it ever again. Okay, I have nothing here. Is my house here? There's some sort of quest action over here. I'm supposed to talk to them about something. Mount quest my kingdom for a horse. We've done that before. But me, I'm just looking for my fucking house. Storage shed, inn, tannery, loom. Okay. The governor's desk, territory planning board. That's not it. Oh wait, how do I travel back to my... How do I zoom back to my house? There's some sort of... There's a story quest over here. We got some fast travel, we got a fishing. Son of a motherless goat, I'm so mad. Isn't one of these my fucking house? Sorry. Kitchen. Arcane repository. Outfitting station. Covenant adjudicator. fuck is my house? That's the major quest that we're supposed to be on. This makes me think of so many other games. Also, but look how madness. Look at all this stuff. Look how big the map is. Somewhere in here, I bought a house. You'd think it'd be an easy icon to find. I love that this looks like weed. What is that? Governed by tropical. Yeah, they're governing by weed. That's my kind of guild. I should maybe go find them and join them. That was a whole other ambition. I was gonna be like, maybe I'll start a guild here. What level are my characters? My characters are all like level 20. But I have 60 points. I guess so I can crank shit up to like endgame worthy level. That's the whole thing. How would I just redistribute 60 points? I'd probably just go straight down the line with the same emphasize as I've already got. But I'm apparently at level 21, 20-ish. I'm so sad. This game I meant to come back to and start grinding away at. I've already said all this. Once a week, twice a week. I'm just stuck on that loop. I'm just stuck. I wanted to play it some more casually for the next like 5 years. It's going away in a year. I should stop playing it. A whole year I could play it really hardcore for a year and enjoy the F out of it. But also I could stop, not play it at all, go back to ESO and know that like I've got as much of a rich investment in that, plus the card game, plus the. But then again, ESO Online, the remake is coming, plus the new Skyrim game, whatever that's going to be called. Too many games and not enough time to play them all in, dear friends. Why do we do this to ourselves? Can't we chill out, industry? Anyways, I gotta think. Part of me wants to just like back up and be like, nope, fuck it. I think right now we're just gonna rotate through everybody. Try to figure out where our house is. Maybe teleport to it? I don't know. I'm just gonna futz around for a few minutes. Indulge me in this. If you've got an opinion, if anyone watching has an opinion, you can vote thumbs up, thumbs down. Roman style. Thumbs up, keep playing the game for the rest of the year. Because we literally have a year. It's gonna go offline January 31st of next year. So we're just ahead of the countdown anniversary, negative 1 year anniversary. On the 31st, we're going to start the 365-day countdown. Like, that's worth. Part of me is like, I can make a whole gimmick and just play this game really hard all the time, and all my other games could be secondary, and this could be like my primary game for the next year, just to super hype it and try to see how hard I can push all my characters or one of my characters. Finally pick one and be like, I'm gonna go hardcore on this character. Or I can just give up on it now and not look back. I cannot decide, and it's tearing me up inside. I mean, alongside all the other horrible shit going on in the world, believe me, that's tearing me up even more. But this is my first world regression to a point of protest. F the rest of the world. Also, why this? And if I missed the memo and we're supposed to be like boycotting this game because it's made by a certain so-and-so, that would make sense, and I'm just a moron for not realizing it. I have to look that up. Because maybe that'll help me tip the scales on my indecision. That's the thought. Anyways, clip all that. We're just going to poke around. I'm not going to do this 60 points. I'm going to cycle through my characters just to see where I've parked them all. And sort of refamiliarize myself with them. And I'm going to zen out for a minute. So unless something comes to mind, I probably won't chat. But if you've got an opinion and you can hear the sound of my voice, come on through. And if not, oh well, whatever. And if you're watching in the not too distant future, your future viewership over there on the archives is appreciated. Thank you very much.
Oh, hello there. You are most welcome to the Everfall Tavern. Sit down, imbibe, take a moment to enjoy life.
I am afraid I have little time for casual conversation, stranger. My proprietor keeps my hands busy at all times.
Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for stopping by. I actually have the mic and stuff set up today. If you're still there, greetings. Thanks for dropping in and saying hello. Always kind of you to do so. White Werewolf 088. I don't know if you heard the news, but this game just announced it is sunsetting 1 year from now. Sorry. I got a weird, I had to fight hiccups through that sentence. But I won. I won that battle against the hiccups. So, yay, huzzah. Anyways, so this was an MMO I was hoping to get into. Had been waiting for, heard about when it launched on PC, was excited about on Xbox. Got it on Xbox, played it, did the usual thing I do on MMOs, which is got busy with side quests and crafting. Got my characters to level 20, mostly through crafting and really easy side questy stuff, crafting side quests and stuff. And was ready to be okay, now I'm going to do the real quests and get into this world and get into and then time flew by and whatnot happened. And yesterday, I was literally just this week going, I should start picking a day to do, today we're just going to do New World Aeternum all day, and we're gonna grind it, and we're gonna push one of our characters to end game. Because I figured this game had 3, 4, 5, 6 years left. It announced yesterday, or at least I finally saw an article about the announcement. I don't know when it announced recently that in 1 year's time, which feels like just enough time to want to keep playing, but not enough time to make it really worth it, so it doubles back on itself. It makes me not want to play. 1 year's time, they're going to sunset, turn it all off. It's going away. So it's off the shelf. You can't buy it new anymore. You can't buy it used anymore. You can't get it. If you previously paid for it and you have uninstalled it, you can reinstall it if you want to revisit and get into 1 more year's worth of nonsense. From what I've gathered, that is the news, and it makes me sad. These announcements always bum me out. I was just talking about this at the beginning of the show. I just discovered that mech suit game, whatever it's called. It's fun. It just went away. And literally what I felt like within the first few weeks of oh, this game is cool, I'll play it. And then rotating through other games and whatnot and focusing on Call of Duty. They were and this game is shutting down in 9 months. And I was like, damn it. And then it got me. I was like, I should double down and really play it really hard before it goes away. And then I didn't. And I fear that's what's going to happen here. I'm logging back into all my characters because the names... The reserve on the names got lost apparently through some weird all of them had this alert. This character's name has been made available to all players. Enter a world as this character to keep its name. Anyways. Which one was it? One of your favorite games also shut down permanently January 12th. Yeah, it's been happening a lot. Are we talking about the same one? Was it the mech suit game or was it a different game? Speaking of which, there was one more character I didn't log into. I told myself I'm gonna decide today whether or not I'm gonna keep playing Anthem. Yes! Yes! I wanted to play that. That was one of those games that I heard about from far away and was like, I can't get it now. And then when I finally got the Xbox, I was like, oh, cool, Anthem. Oh, and it's been a bit, and it's on sale? What? And I got it, played it, it's gorgeous. I wanted to see if I could adapt to it, get into it. Got lazy, focus. I have a Call of Duty addiction, apparently, when it comes to my gaming bandwidth. Long story short, you were part of the alpha testing? You just blew my mind. That makes me extra sad. So nowhere near as intense, but I'm a little sad about this game because I was hoping to play it and hoping to fall in with a guild or start my own or something. MMOs are best when you got a group of people. My favoriteest thing ever in my gaming history was when I was in a guild and I could show up whenever and people would instantly party up because I was always fun and friendly and easy to play with. You got the invite via email to be an alpha tester for Anthem. Golf clap to you. You are much more preeminently the hardcore gamer than I ever was. And like my backstory is old school gamer, loved video games since back when they were like, you know, like I played that football handheld video game that was just blinking lights. I never understood what I was doing. I just pushed it. And sometimes I would win games and I thought I knew, but I didn't know what I was just button mashing. You know, just a hard shell of plastic with football themes and then just like individual lights and like sound effects. Atari 2600 and prior. But I wasn't a hardcore gamer. User get the preeminent award as terms of from what I've heard tell. What you've told me. Anyways, that's amazing and I envy you because I totally wanted to play that game. And all through last year, I kept forgetting and remembering. I was like, I should reinstall that game. I should play it in cloud gaming. And then I never did it. And I was like, I wanted to at least get some challenging level deep into the story to have known the game better. I think I played the opening 30 minutes worth. So I knew it was cool and I knew it was pretty. And I knew that the controls were challenging to me, but not impossible. So yeah. Pong. Yup. Back in the 70s. I played me some Pong. That was my first game too. Not in the 70s. Like later when I got it in the early 80s. So yeah. We are of that certain age where like back in the last century when we were young, our favoriteest games were hoop and stick and then Pong. So yeah, I'm at that. I think I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off. This is not Anthem. As pretty and as cool as this World of Warcraft adjacent MMO thingamabob was. And it's cleverly well-produced. It's a well-produced game. All the things about it that are like MMO things, like they're cool and they work. I can get all nerdy and try to like do a farewell review, but I've already talked myself hoarse just babbling about how I'm sad that it's going away. So the opener to my show was me literally like, this game is sunsetting in a year. So either I can play it really hard for a year to see how far I could take one character. I don't know what the level cap is right now on this thing. I don't know like how many hours worth of content. I know what I'm about to read is just going to make me sad. You wrote, oh, I wish it was showing up on the chat bar. Copy paste that back in again so that it'll turn up on the chat bar thing over here. So that the world can see as I reread it, as I read it out. Anthem was amazing. I got to max level. I really wish they hadn't pulled the plug on it. One of the best games I've played. Oh, that hurts. That hurts deep, deep, deep in my gamer heart and in my gamer soul and in my gamer intellect. You missed this thing, and I'll say it again for the purposes of repeating myself so that we can share about it live. I have this crazy idea. I have had this crazy idea for some time because this is not the first couple of times. I am way more sad about the fact that Anthem just shut down than that New World Aeternum is shutting down. Because Anthem, I know, having played 25 minutes worth, is a completely different kind of and ultimately way better and way awesomer and way prettier and way more intense and way more interesting game than a really well built, really well executed, really pretty MMO. By default, because of the kind of games that they are. There's also different satisfaction metrics about them. But I digress. I wish the industry would hire me for this idea. Somebody should be like, let's go. You can vision direct. You can be the chief director of vision or whatever the CF board level title I would have. I wish there was a joint venture, nonprofit, for-profit, a little bit of infrastructure from the oligarchy and the government foundation that was like the retirement fantasy puppy dog farm in the sky graveyard for all online connected multiplayer co-opable MMO-ish. It needs to be live service for one effing reason or another and had to have servers kind of system where a game like Anthem or a game like this one or a game like here's one that I did play way back in real time when it was around. I played the very end of Asheron's Call 1. I probably pronounced that weirdly wrong. But it was an MMO. It was an early MMO. And it was graphically innovative. It looked cooler, in my humble opinion, than its very popular and very competitive and very, very groundbreaking, very seminal, very important in real time and historically other MMO that I can't remember the name of. That my buddy tried to get me to play, but I just could not stand. It was like trying to do mid polygon, like low count, mid-level polygon count graphics with standard, graphics at a weird choice of scale. The characters were bigger than this, so everything was weirdly crowded feeling. I forget what it's called. EverQuest. EQ. I didn't mean to pan EQ. Right? Yes. Come back to... Oh, I moved it away from the chat show. Oh my god. I'm copy-pasting your last two... I'm copy-pasting your last two... comments. Because I want them to be seen on video. Because I completely agree with them. Oh, it's so tiny and blurry I can't see it, so I don't know how good it looks on the viewer's end. But you wrote, Anthem was amazing. You got to max level. Really wish they hadn't pulled the plug on it. One of the best games you've ever played. I, despite only having played like half an hour, like a year ago, agree. It looked amazing. It felt amazing. I'm sad and disappointed in myself as a gamer that I only played however many, probably less than 30 minutes. At most an hour's worth of that game. And it was probably replaying it that got it to an hour. I played the opening bit a couple of times just to figure it out, and because I was intimidated by it. Your other comment, Anthem could have been BioWare's finest game ever if EA hadn't told them to pull the plug. I absolutely agree. It's been a fucking clusterfuck over there. What are they doing? They shouldn't have ruined it. Oops. And who knows? I don't even remember, dude. Ask me what class did I play as? In which game? In Anthem? No clue. Couldn't tell you. I don't remember. I just remember going, oh my god, this mech suit and the way they did it and the scale and the beauty and the water looks so cool and the flying is intimidating, but I think I might be able to get the handle on that. That's all I remember. Because it was for me relatively so long ago. And I've been hyper focused, for better or worse, on trying to master Call of Duty and fulfill the fantasy of playing through, which I still haven't done. I haven't done this at all. I've made 0% gains since I initiated and did the first chapters of once forever ago. For me, forever ago is within the last 2 years in terms of streaming. But I mean to play through all of the Call of Duty campaign modes of the Call of Duty games that I've bought. I think I'm at 95% of all of them. I'm gonna be totally fudge my numbers. I think there might be 3 or 5, no more than that, less than 5, more Call of Duty titles, and they're all old ones. And the older it gets, the harder it is for me to feel enthusiastic about wanting to play it because the movement is so clunky. But that's just the way I feel. I loved the movement. Battlefield 6. Black Ops 6 was awesome. That first day when the movement came out for Black Ops 6, amazed balls. Modern Warfare 3, same thing. I love the movement. But I digress. Ranger, the difficult class. I don't remember. If there is an overt, if there's a pick your class before you start the game, I probably tried to roll through and play all of them because I like doing that. For example, in this game, we do it. We're here. We're in chat show mode. In this game, the reason I'm only at level 20 with this character or whatever it is, 23, even though I installed this the day or the same within a week of it being available for Xbox. I have played it nowhere near enough. Probably because I was sucking at finding friends and teaming up with them. And soloing through an MMO is not cool. Partying up with a huge party. Apparently I have one more character slot, which pisses me off because I want to roll it. I have a problem. Okay, for example, I have a problem. If a game lets you roll multiple classes, whether it's a solo game or, for example, Elden Ring, I should have known better. I can't play Elden Ring. I will never finish Elden Ring. Not difficult. Default. Okay, cool. Got it. You start the game as a ranger. True. Fair enough. If you start the game as a default thing and you can't pick, then yes, that's what I did. In this game, though, you can see... I was going to show you, and then I stepped away. Did it clear the chat? Oh, I need to fix the settings so it doesn't clear the chat like that. Here, I rolled one of each. I've got 5 out of 6. I think I didn't create a 6th one yet because there was no more combinations of stuff that I didn't already have one, and it would feel duplicated, redundant. I think I'd gotten every major weapon set as a primary with a backup of something else already of everything. But I digress. I'm a nerd. I bought Elden Ring. I shouldn't have bought that. Pin on the corkboard. I don't know what to do with it. I should probably sell it back to the store or something so someone can buy it on discount. But I bought Elden Ring thinking I would enjoy it. I'm terrible at it. It's not my style. It's not my type. No map, no quest log, none of that. But what did I do? Because I wanted to check it out, I almost want to launch this just to show it to you to prove it. But I rolled one of every class and piloted them all to the first time you see the glowing tree. I don't know if that makes any sense. But the very, very opening of Elden Ring, I got one character of every class type, and I filled out every slot that you had available, and I walked them to the glowing tree, and then went no further except with the samurai. There's like a samurai dude with Japanese style. I don't know if he's really a samurai or not, but there's like a dude with a sword, and he's Japanese, obviously inspired. I got that guy into like the very first weird place, and there was ghosts or something, and then I was like, I'm dead, and I left. But I've never, ever, ever, ever touched that game again. I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed. This show is supposed to be multiple things. I write my book that I can't write by myself because I'm supposed to have collaborators. So I'm treating me rambling and the internet and the chat GPT as collaborative substitute to activate the same chemicals in my brain so that I can pretend to be collaborating. As long as I'm reading something I didn't write, then it sort of feels like I'm writing the contribution of a collaborator. I'm reading the contribution of a collaborator if I try to think of it that way, and then if I get chat in the chat, thank you for the update. You can pick, but you go through the beginning prologue as a ranger. Once you make it through the prologue, you can choose your class. I don't remember where I got. I think I must have just done the ranger and gotten whatever. I'm embarrassed. It's an embarrassing thing. I've done it to so many games. I do my first impression touch and go review. I literally dive in and I play only as much as I feel like I can get away with saving and bouncing out. Whatever kind of game it is. Live service, offline, solo, whatever. I very, 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 very much wanted. I kept that game installed forever, meaning to play it. And then I saw the announcement and meant to reinstall. I had at some point uninstalled it to make room because I'd done a whole harvest of uninstall to make room for some other thing. There are too many games, not enough time to play them all in, and the industry should hire me to lead the creation of the industry-wide reservoir of sunsetted games that have gone into play forever for free retirement, so that we can keep them in an archive so that future generations can enjoy them, because there'll be waves of new players for any game if you keep it available and easy to access from multiple platforms. Make it so that it is PC, Xbox, PlayStation compatible. Add in handheld and phone with a modified interface. Live forever. Anyways, yeah. Hiccups and coughs. What is this? Pin on the corkboard. The other thing I've talked about all effing episode is, for some reason, this phenomena that causes me to be able to sort of not speak and make weird faces sometimes is because only, and I mean seriously, only when I am live on stream with a camera on my face or trying to film a movie with a home camera or with a video camera, or it's the worst, and I know this because I've done it, when it's in front of an actual like film or TV camera, when it's really big and the lens, the depth of field lens, the pitch black hole that you're staring into is super big and noticeable and deep, and it just disappears into a bottomless pit of, you don't see the sensor, you see the darkness of like the light is gone. That And the I don't know if it's one phenomena or a cloud of separate phenomena that always happen. My eyes get all widgety wackety, and it's hard for me to stare at the camera. The more I stare at the camera, the weirder my eyeballs start to feel. I can suddenly, where previously in normal life, none of this happens. Out in the world, on stage with the pressure of thousands of people watching, backstage with the pressure of hundreds of actors relying on me as a technician, public speaking in front of strangers, where anywhere else in my real life, professionally or as an individual, or as an anonymous person, or as a public speaker or whatever, none of this has ever happened. But on camera, my eyes get all weird. Sometimes they feel like they get really dry, or they feel like they get weirdly watery in an itchy, scratchy, why is the water hurt kind of way. And they just start to wig out, and I can't stare at the camera. Then the skin on my face suddenly starts to tingle, and I'm suddenly very consciously self-aware of every square inch of the skin on my face topographically, and like it feels like it needs a scratch. Every inch of it needs a little. And in the middle of trying to express a complicated thought, I will suddenly get the urge to both sneeze, cough, hiccup, and burp all at once in a traffic jam. And then the insides of my nostrils, it's like I need to go in and dig into the back of my brain to get it to stop. Only when I'm live streaming or recording something with the camera. Regardless of how small or big the camera is, and the bigger the camera it is, the worse it gets. For reals, clip that. I do not understand. Can someone explain to me, is there like a neurological, has someone studied this? That other people who've tried to break into TV or film have to back out because of this phenomenon? Because that's the reason I didn't push any harder to get into TV or film, because this is real. It happens, and it never happens anywhere else. It's why I hate it when you stand around with a group of family and someone's like gonna take a picture because I'm staring at the camera, and they take an hour, what feels like an eternity, to take the picture. It's happening. All of the weirdness, the eyes, the skin, the itch of the inside of the nose right here, where you just can't politely scratch it without digging both your fingers into your eyeballs through your nose, and then like my hair, and then the hiccups and the burps and the sneeze and the cough all trying to happen at the same time. I do not understand. It's a real thing. The last thing you wrote in chat, quote, "You definitely missed out then." On Anthem? Yes, I really did, I know. Stronghold missions were fun. I used to run on the highest difficulty, Grandmaster 2. As always, I am humbled before your presence and the fact that you care to entertain yourself by visiting me, a mid par gamer that would not have been able to solo those. 3. Grandmaster 3. Oh, right. That's my eyeballs going. Thank you for the correction. You didn't... my eyeballs... Ah, yes. Quite clearly, you typed 3 the first time. Any hoodles. That was a weird tangent about my physiological... But maybe someone out there... Maybe someone out there will be like, oh yeah, I've experienced that too. Or maybe someone out there will be like, oh yeah, I studied that in my doctorate at Bio College of Medicine. And so like the itchy feeling gets up into my scalp. The longer it goes on, it's happening right now, clearly. I'm going to have another wave of hiccup, burp, sneeze, cough at the same time, and I'm going to shut down and stop talking. So, yeah, it's a tragedy. Okay, set all that aside. My physiology is my biophysiology. My biophysiology is weird and awkward. and apparently incompatible with camera work. I wonder if there's people on the opposite end of the spectrum that whenever there are cameras on them, they just feel scintillated and sensual and yum. I envy those motherfuckers because I bet they do. The ones that are just like so good at being so many things on camera, all of them scintillating and sensual and yum. Anyways, so many tangents. Yeah, it's been a tough month for gaming. And then on top of it, the world's on fire. What do you think? Hey, okay, dear White Werewolf, what do you think? What do you think? Never mind my weird, stupid, ugly face and its camera issues. I might have, could have, should have, would have been a TV and film actor, except that at every audition and at every camera, like acting for the camera class I ever tried to take, that would happen, and I wouldn't be able to cope. Especially if they used a really big, giant, real camera. Ugh, so weird. My mic keeps getting lower, and you can barely hear me. What? In my last video that I checked, I was way too loud and booming and popping really hard on the microphone. What the F is going on? Why is it weird? Is this better or worse? If I take off, is it a connection thing? Should I just keep this at full volume? Is this better now? Now that I'm in the red, I'm spiking red. I was trying to avoid the microphone spiking. It's so weird because literally the last time I did a live with the microphone on chat thing a hot minute ago, I went back to rewatch the clips that I was making, and all the audio, my voice was way too loud, way too boomy, way too popping on the mic, and it was like rumble. Everything was just causing distortion, and it sounded gross instead of awesome and smooth and like I'm in a studio. And so I cut it. I cut the overhead. I dragged. Here, let me show you. Check. Can you see that over there? So it's at full right now. And because of it sounded so gross, I cut it down over here so that it would peak and maybe sneak into the yellow, but not be so loud. And I thought maybe that'd be great. And then I thought I would put this little cozy on because I was rocking the microphone bare with just the golden metal, the gold plated metal. Check. What the F? I'm like cursed. Seriously. It's kind of ridiculous that like when no one comes to watch and I watch my playback, it sounds overblown. And then when people show up, it's like, I cannot hear you. Maybe turn up your volume. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand it. You can hear me when I'm close, but you have to turn your volume up. Okay. So maybe I should just leave it on full and that'll give me the range, because no one else in the world has to talk on the microphone like touching it. Now that I've got the cover on, hopefully it won't sound so raspy and poppy. I don't know. It's so weird to me that my experience listening to my own recording is that it's overblown and over loud and over top and it needed the mic cover, but I took it off and adjusted it the other way because people would come in and be like, I can't hear you. There is no other control. This is all I've got. Are you seeing this? Because this is Streamlabs and there's no mixer. Like, hold on. Did that get reset? The only other thing I can do is, that's webcam. Don't tell me this is low. No. And that's all the way up. There's no front left. This is all the way up. This is it. There's nothing else I can do. There's no other slider to adjust anywhere. There's no like mixer control that I'm patched in. There's this from the desktop of my iMac. And that's at maximum. And there's none. I don't want to click mute And I don't think through helps. I don't even think I can click it. I can mute it, but that's pointless. And I don't think I can click through. It does nothing. It's at the inert button. So there's that. And then this is at full. This is the thing, and there's no other opening the properties or whatever. There's nothing else to add to it. There's no headset to monitor output. And the fucking counterintuitive thing is that when I have human beings listening, everyone's like, I can't hear you. And I'm like, that's not possible. Because every time I check my audio, my volume is crazy over the top. How can you not hear me? It's a curse. My entire effing show has always been that. I don't get it. Anyways, here's the other question I want to ask you. Maybe your volume, maybe you were button mashing the volume down? I don't know. Now I feel like my other question is stupid and pointless, but here we go. I've put the audio, it should now be super sensitive. I should now be able to whisper into the mic and you should be able to hear me really good because everything's at full. What's our status there? Can you hear me now? Sorry if I sounded frustrating. I've been doing this and I've been struggling with this for a couple of years now. I cannot wait to listen to my own playback on this to see what it sounds like. It's going to be weird. Okay. Yeah, I'm cursed. Here's another thing, for whatever reason, and I've tried to configure and reconfigure and wire differently and go wireless and I've tried replacing the headset. My microphone, if I want to try an in-game chat, it always sounds horrible to everybody else. Like static, crackle, annoying, it cuts in and out, and people are annoyed. And I've tried reorganizing as many things as I can without completely tearing the desk apart and rerunning everything all over again, which I may do because I am contemplating swapping rooms because of the heat distribution. That other room stays colder in the dead of the hottest period, not colder, it gets less hot, and I'm thinking of that for the machines. Okay. That's a whole nother issue. So I've always had technological problems, and there's a hum in the line somewhere. And I've tried going wireless, and there's still static in my comms when I'm using the headset, and I thought the headset was broken. And the weird part was, when I first started, it didn't used to be that way, and then it got worse. So I was convinced that it was the wire on my Xbox headset into the controller. I thought somewhere that wire must have a janky spot. And indeed, like I could still hear the game fine in those headsets, but the people said like, "Oh my god, I cannot understand you because it's so much static, it's so much crackle, it's so much pop, it's so much cutting out." And if I pushed on the cable, and I thought it was that, I replaced the headset. Didn't make a difference. Spent money on a whole different headset. Did not make a difference. I need like 10 grand, probably more now because of the spike in the price in RAM and the other stuff because of the freaking AI companies. But whatever. I'm stuck with what I got until I become famous or I sell a book or something. Or I get discovered. I'm working with what I got. I'm doing the best that I can. Someone buy me a freaking better streaming setup. If you can afford it. I can't. I digress. Setting all of that aside, did you try changing the controller? Yes. In fact, yes. Yes. I changed the controller. I changed the headset. I changed the way it was wired up. This is now only power. I was running brand new controller, brand new headset, brand new cable directly to my Xbox to try to minimize on any potential Bluetooth lag. Although arguably I never noticed any at all playing any of the games. And that was when a different kind of static came back. It got a little bit better for a minute. And then it got worse again. I don't know what it is, man. Knock on wood, I will motivate myself to swap rooms. It's going to be like a week-long sleeping, camping out on the couch while I slowly move things in an organized fashion because I got no help. It's going to be me by myself doing it. So I have to move everything out of one room so I can move everything from the other room into the first room so then I can move everything from this room into the old room. That room stays cooler even though it still gets hot, but it stays noticeably, measurably cooler because of its position and less sun exposure. And this room gets crazy stupid hot because it's over the garage. And the garage metal door gets super hot from all day long because it's got sunrise, sun exposure all the way up and over until way too late in the day to make a difference. So this room has that path and the other room totally doesn't. Long story short, hopefully, fingers crossed, whenever I get around to making myself take that week-long off from live, I may live stream only from the iPad or something. Some games there I haven't touched in a hot minute to stay active. But hopefully, when I rewire everything, I'll figure out a way to make sure none of the cables are doing nothing weird. So somewhere there must be some other thing that also gets into the system and creates the buzz and the static I know just enough about cables and how they work. Thank you for asking. I appreciate the troubleshooting. Although I would never call myself a professional electrician in the broader marketplace, inside of the much more limited, much less math-oriented scope of the professional theater environment, hanging and focusing lights, running cable, sound for lights and sound, I am a professional, qualified, professionally trained and educated lighting, theater, and sound technician. And in theater, I mostly worked on the quote electricians team, which was just the way they designated lights as opposed to everybody else. Sound, which is called sound, and carps, which are carpentry. But I would never call myself an electrician in the real world. But I know enough. I don't have any testers or that light up with bad feedback, or else I might know. But also, this microphone is janky. And also, I coulda, shoulda, woulda set up a different way to have had a mixer in the mix. But I got a kit that turned out to be a waste of money for me because it was like too small and too weird and didn't have I don't have the other kind of right cables to patch it into iMac for mixing. Long story short. The more important thing is, and I feel like I was 60-40 in favor of keeping the game and playing it for a year. But this game, New World Aeternum, not as cool. I wish the games were reversed. I wish this game was gone and that we had one solid 365 calendar days left of Anthem. Because I would be quadrupling down to play Anthem 3 times a week for the next year. But it's not. It's this. And I read about it for the first time yesterday. I don't know when the news dropped. It was very recent. It was in the last week or so. And I had been meaning to play this 2 or 3 times a month as a fun, cozy Sunday, different game, not Call of Duty, not first-person shooter, Call of Duty adjacent, etc. It's official. It's going away in 1 year. January 31st of next year, it's gone. Should I just stop? It's a big, giant, it now feels sort of empty. It may get a little mini surge of hardcore fans coming back to play it. It may not. I just saw a handful of people, but I doubt that I'm really going to have, I don't know. You learn explosives, get wiring wrong on that, and things get bad quickly. Absolutely. I learned about some of the same theories that go into that kind of work, but from the perspective of big, giant, expensive lighting and sound equipment, with some theoretical crossover to although no, I never actually trained explosives. Once again, I thank you for your service. Okay. I think, probably because it'll just feel emptier, more empty than ever before. Even if I saw a bunch of people at various different level ranges still playing the game. I think I'm probably just going to rip the Band-Aid off. What do you think? Should I? Would it be worth it? I'm going to laugh if you're like, yeah, I've got a couple characters in this game too, because that wouldn't you? You would, if indeed happened to randomly, magically also have some mid-level or end-game level characters for this game. But I wanted to like this game. I wanted to play this game. My characters, I've got too many characters. I got room for one more. They're at level 20. I should really just pick one character. If I'm going to try, the goal would be to try to get through whatever story arc there is to get through. I don't know how big it is. You can't say, just theoretically. Right? I'm asking you as a fellow gamer. I know that you don't know. But, given what you know about me, because I'll tell you this, it would be an easy 100% hands down. I should have. I'm mad at myself that I did not do that with Anthem when I read. But also, this game's not as cool as that. It's a totally different kind of game. It's an MMO. And there's others. I could just reinstall Elder Scrolls Online, and although it looks different and it's not quite, it looks a little older. They've probably just done some graphic updates, and it probably looks even cooler than ever before. It's gonna go strong for a while. Elder Scrolls Online is thriving. This dead in a year, and probably had a huge exodus. You can't say just theoretically. You can't theorize on something you have no info about. You do you. Tough. Okay. I would have gone on an emotional theoretical. If the shoe were on the other foot and you were asking me, but that's fair. There are so many other important things, but in the narrow scope of inside the box of, if I ignore the world and all the crazy things going on in it, and I focus on what do I want to do with my content creation project of too many projects in the world of gaming, this is an issue, because I just got the news yesterday. There is the part of me that is overly ambitious and thinks I can play multiple games in rotisserie Spitfire rotation for a whole year and not burn out. And get somewhere with them all, would be I'm going to smack myself with my own gauntlet across the face and throw it at my own feet to, yes, 3 days a week minimum. We're going to play an 8-hour shift on this game. because we've got exactly a year, and we're going to love the crap out of it and make a movie about it and make content about it and make money off of it. Let's go. Because ain't no one else is going to be playing it. Ooh, here's a fun metric. Let's go look at something. Let's go to Twitch. I shoulda, coulda, woulda asked this a hot minute ago. Come here, Manu. Let's go back to the front side of Twitch and go to followings and see how many people, how many channels are active. Am I the only channel broadcasting this? Hello, redundancy of Space Cadet. Following. Come here, following. Close out my video. I don't want to watch my own video while we do this. Go away. Twitch, stop being lame. There we go. Thank you. Following categories. Where are you? These are all categories I follow because I actively want to try and play through them. I have all of Assassin's Creed that I was like, I missed out. I missed out on every single Assassin's Creed game in all of Assassin's Creed history. I now have the opportunity to overcompensate and try to fucking muscle through them. Am I doing it? No. Did I, for a hot minute, have that Game Pass system from that publisher so that I could? Yes. It was overwhelming AF, but it was awesome. Someone, a cute girl challenged me to play all of Battlefield, the campaign modes. That's overwhelming. I have Battlefield 6 and RedSec installed. Shoulda, coulda, woulda not done that. Because I know I don't like that. I don't know why. I don't know how. It is different than Call of Duty, and I don't like it, and I don't know why, and it's just true, and I can't keep denying it. And I'm sad I got it. I should have just waited for RedSec free to drop instead of paying for the main game. But I did. Now I'm going to have to... Who knows? Maybe after I play through that campaign, I'll like it. But pin on the corkboard. We're supposed to play through the campaign of Battlefield 6 and play that's multiplayer more often. I've got all the Call of Duties. Almost. I have 99.9% of all the Call of Duty Black Ops series. I do not have World at War. The hiccups and the burps and the sneeze and the cough are fighting right now. It's so painful. Okay. Where the F? What are we doing? Doom the Dark Ages I wanted to play through. And then I uninstalled it to make room for other stuff. Delta Force. My buddy plays Delta Force. It feels too boring. It feels like everything that Call of Duty isn't. And it feels like on my Xbox, it feels like it's a cell phone quality on my Xbox. And I don't know. It feels empty. For a multiplayer game, it feels really, really empty and dead. And that's what a New World Aeternum is going to feel like. Okay. There's 100 viewers right now. How many videos up? PUBG New State I should be playing. I'm on the iPad, and PUBG on my Xbox I should be playing more often. Rivals I liked, but I didn't find a character that I wanted to main. Skull and Bones I love, and I haven't touched it in an embarrassingly long amount of time, and I need to play it. And it's probably going to die soon because look, it's only got 13 viewers. It's probably got 0 videos live right now. That's going to be sad and embarrassing. But I love that game. People hated it. They wanted it to be Assassin's Creed, not its own weird thing just about the boats. And I love it for what it is. I enjoyed it, and I want to play it more, and I haven't, and I'm sad and I'm mad at myself. And I'm trying to... This is me relaunching the relaunch of the doubling down, of the quadrupling down on me trying to do the right blend of games to actually get my objective of overcompensating for missing out on... I have all this free time. I might as well try to come out, but it's got to make me money. That's the hard part. You're my most consistent, real-life, actual, occasional audience viewer, and I'm not going to ask you to donate to the cause because you're already being kind enough as to play along, as to visit and chat. Anyways, you see the dilemma. Let's see what's going on over here on this page. Okay, there's a very limited number of live videos for New World Aeternum. and there's 97 viewers. There's 7,200. No, there's 729K viewers. So 728,000 viewers. 729,000 viewers. In theory, followers of this page, of this game on the system. So forget how little you know about the game. From a stream strategery standpoint, pretend you're an advisor. It's irrelevant whether or not you know the game or not. From a marketing standpoint, from a audience perspective, look, there I am. I've got 2 viewers. There's this many viewers. Usually there's like, you can scroll and there's dozens and dozens and dozens. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 people. Less than 20 streamers. We have exactly a year left. This is for an MMO. Let's accept the flaws of an MMO. You've played MMOs. You're familiar. It's generic. You can know zero about this game, and you know that your assumptions based on any MMO of standard World of Warcraft or Elder Scrolls Online variety. You know enough about this game to make a choice. Is it a sunk cost fallacy, diminishing returns, not worth it proposal to quadruple down and say, I'm going to live stream this 3 days a week or more for the next year to be the guy that shows you everything that we could do in a year? I'm going to pick a character or 3 characters or whatever, or try to keep grinding all of my characters to end game content for the sake of the challenge. It's a unique situation. It's weird. It's unique. It's a game. It's soloable. So far to level 25, I have soloed it and played very little of the campaign or of the main storylines. And it's a big open map with lots of bullshit stuff to do. And it's running for a year. Or waste of time. Go back to, like, there's a bunch of solo. I might as well be playing a solo game. There's a bunch of solo games that I could be playing. There's a bunch of free-to-play online games I should be playing. My time is better spent. And there's, of course, my book series. I should be writing my book series live on stream with a higher percentage of time. As an audience member, that's why you should try Division 2. Anthem was easy for me. I played Destiny. Anthem was similar but better. Yeah, 100%. If this was, I wish it were. I wish I could make it so right now in the blink of an eye. You're not secretly, are you? It'd be hilarious if you were. Dear White Werewolf 088, you are not secretly some sort of like fairy godfather, and you could magically sprinkle some fairy godfather dust in the air and make it so that it was Anthem that we were looking at on my Xbox that had 1 more year's worth. Because honestly, that's, even though I might as well say I don't know anything about the game beyond that Ranger opening bit and then getting to choose your next class. I remember going, I got to sit and decide. I remember that much. After you told me that, I started to have little memories. I got 0% further than that. Okay? And that's embarrassing, I know. But I know that game, I would hands down 100% be like, yes, we're going to make the most of the year. It was so interesting. It was so pretty, so beautiful, so well executed. It handled so interesting. It was so different than everything else. And it had multiplayerable components, but it also felt solo approachable. It was an interesting scale, different than an MMO. It didn't feel like a cookie cutter game. It felt like a really well made solo game that had multiplayer well integrated into it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it was really big MMO. Maybe it was a big open world. I don't know. If it was a big open world MMO that played the way that Ranger part played, my mind blows even harder and my heart breaks even more. Because holy moly. Yeah. I wish I could have joined the campaign to save Anthem. My soul weeps for you as the guitar gently weeps, to make a Beatles reference. It's the worst. I'm sad about it too. So you think that's why you should try Division 2? I totally get you that. No rumors on the horizon that Division 2 is going to get yoinked soon, unplugged soon. We need a different word than yoinked. That's just a generic default word. I was saying that before The Simpsons made it cool and then made it cliche. Okay. If it's dying, then choose something else, unless you love the game. I love the game, but not enough to... For example, if you were to tell me, compare it to Elder Scrolls Online, I'd be like, you know what? I should probably just put... I invested way more money in Elder Scrolls Online. I bought a sort of the anniversary edition from a couple years ago because I didn't realize they were going to drop so much more new content on our asses the following couple of years. But when I first started playing, I was like, oh, whatever the collection is right now, I'll drop the 65, 70, 80 bucks or whatever it was. I had a discount from somewhere. Anyways, yeah. It was a combo of everything you said. MMO, solo, co-op. It said, oh, that hurts. That is the most sad, painful sentence anyone's ever told me about a game that I had such good vibes about and was so angry that it went away. I am so extra mad at myself for not doing what I'm debating, which makes me want to not do it for this. Extra, because I know it's not. This game is an MMO. It's a pretty MMO. It's a gorgeous MMO. One of the things I was curious was I can split the difference. The cool part is, now that I've relogged and it remembers me now, what I can do is... Oh, I have a controller. Confirm. What I can do is uninstall it, make room for something else, and then if I get really nostalgic and just want to jump in and play for a minute, I can play cloud gaming. I think we're gonna go find out for 100% certain. We're gonna quit the F out. That hurts. That sentence hurts so bad. It was a combo of everything you said: MMO, solo, co-op, etc. That makes me so much more mad at myself for not playing it extra double hard when I saw the news that it was sunsetting, that they were sunsetting it. Something else just happened on the iPad. There's a Call of Duty adjacent game that's really fun and very playable and free to play, and runs really good. And they announced they were shutting down, and then they extended the sunset, so it was out longer than I didn't touch it. I've been super... Division 3 isn't coming out until 2030, and they're heavily investing in Division 2 in the meantime. Huh. Okay, then. That's cool. I have yet to do the thing that I promised you I would do, which is to revisit Division 3 and to see if I can handle the movement. I gotta be good with the movement. If the movement doesn't work with my brain, or it feels like something that's gonna make me worse at playing Call of Duty, and I know I hate to sound like I'm a blind Allegiance fanboy. It's just the one. Call of Duty was just the one that I was most aware of, and that I was most like, I'm missing out. And then when I got the Xbox and started streaming, I was like, by default, I was like, I'm going to pick up a bunch of these discs on sale because I see them on sale. And I just started wiring my brain since getting this, I missed out for the first 20 years of Xbox history. This is my first full-time, and then we've been doing it for 4 years now. I cannot believe that's the true thing. The launch of Black Ops 7 was my 4-year CODiversary. The movement is easy, similar to Gears of War. Okay. That makes me kind of go cringy for me. I don't know if I liked Gears of War. But I do love the idea of one game and that much time. Like, one of the things that drives me nuts about Call of Duty is that a brand new game every year. Slow the F down. Part of me is kind of wanting to back on up off of that because it's too much. The other part of me is like, I should rotate through the older games to prove my point. They're all still playable. People are playing Vanguard. People are playing Modern Warfare 1, the Gray Edition, the 2019 or whatever. People are playing Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 6. There's people in the lobbies. I should be there too. So I reserve the right, and please do forgive me. Oh, we were going to check something. I reserve the right to be really blunt and be like, forgive me, this does not work for me. For whatever reason. Because I remember trying to play Gears of War and hating it. Like, not getting it, not understanding it, not being able to. What was I looking for? Oh, whether or not this is going to be cloud playable. It may or may not. It probably isn't. Let's go to the store. No, I don't want to see the trailer. Details. Optimize. Console, keyboard, and mouse. 4K Ultra. HDR10. Online. Achievements. Cloud saves. Doesn't say cloud playable. Damn it. 97 gigs. I'm so upset at them. But I'm more mad about this is such a great list, though. And it's very true. The cutscenes and cinematics are great. There was lots of DLC that just came with everything because we got it on Xbox. It all came with the game for free. The housing, yeah, it was very soloable. It was very PvE. The PvE was better than average. There was PvP, but it wasn't like you can just choose to go and do stuff. You can go play PvP at things. You could own your own fort. You could own houses. You can own hamlets. You can play instruments and make music. Fishing. Combat was fun and engaging. Exploration is rewardable. It was rewarding. Hidden loot, mini bosses, beautiful scenery, etc. Areas are unique. Loot variety is unique. Core mechanics are great. Multiple cultures and time periods are present. Romans, conquistadors, pirates, knights, Vikings. The settings. Every weapon is unique and fun, and that is very rare. Tap a button to get behind cover. There is no prone. There's no slide cancel either. There's just run and maybe get. I always get hung up on getting behind cover and getting off of it, and it tripped me up. It's so different from what the buttery smooth directional I can run and jump and slide and of Call of Duty. No offense. I have yet to do the thing. I will with all, especially knowing for certain that we're not worried about it going away until 2030. That gives me plenty of time to feel hopeful that it's actually worth getting into. Okay. I need to do a little bit of. Let me hide my face and do this. You do have You have very many valid points, and I have thought about it. As much a fun as it kind of would be to dedicate myself to doing a year's worth of let's play this game really hard and get through it, it is kind of just that list was true and also is true. It still feels like an MMO of like I can just bash through this and solo it, and it only really gets challenging in the dungeon/raid parties that require X many people to even activate to go do. That's where it gets hard, and it's only hard because they're just so brutally high. You got to chip away at their XP in a coordinated effort kind of way. Not dissing MMO formula. I love me some MMO. But if something's going to go away, why waste the time in it, even if it is pretty and fun, when we could just go back to one of the MMOs that we like, that we uninstall to make room, that is going to go on for a while. Like, I have Ark Survival Ascended or whatever. That's not quite MMO. That's sort of, what's that other game? That's the old school survival. No, that is the one where like one of the very first games I played for live stream, and my character would randomly poop. It was hilarious, and it scared the crap out of me. But I've got the new remaster of that, and I haven't been touching that. So we say rest in peace and a fond farewell after discussing it with our one and only true dedicated audience participating viewer that managed to magically come in today. And you're right. There's a part of me that, like, if I had, like, for example, if I was a little bit further along, you're right. Yes, I didn't mean to imply otherwise. You just chimed in, didn't say it's and I can read the missing say. I got you. Didn't say it's going away in 2030. Division 1 is still around and still very played. Yes, I value that. I like both of that. I like being able to keep the game around. They should be doing that with Anthem. This year is the franchise's 10th anniversary. They have a lot planned. If I can wrap my brain around the take cover button debacle. For me, that's just a big hang up. The very, 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 very first time I was like, I wanted to play Gears of War. Because forever and forever, it was one of those games I heard so much about. And it was like, oh, it's on Game Pass. I discovered, yay, for me, I get to play it. I installed it, tried to play, I think it was the newest one, Gears of War 5 with the really pretty lady on the cover. Tried to play it. I struggled, busted with for about 45 minutes and went, yuck, I don't like this. This is weird. And I get stuck, and then I want to move, but I'm stuck behind cover that's not helpful, and I'm getting destroyed. And blah. No offense. But it's easy to get used to. I believe you. I'm not trying to argue otherwise. I do have way too many games and not enough time to play them all in. But I did make the assertion that because you were so kind as to visit and you were so kind as to not be weird and rude about it, it's been such a fun, relatable, approachable, like, thanks for viewing a real human being, as opposed to all the chatbots, the chatbot in here. I said I would give it the old heave-ho, real-world effort of giving both games another first impression look, pushing further into both of them, solo campaign-wise, and exploring for myself on my own without bothering you about it. No need to get carried. I want to tinker with getting to the place where I can then multiplayer and learn the ropes and figure it out and give it that actual effort of getting past the obstacle of it being weird and sluggish and chunky for me. Because I bet once I get the hang of it, I'll be like, yes, this is satisfying. Now that I get the flow and I'm not getting tripped up, boom, 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 I would get it. I get it. I can see the way it makes sense. You were used to Ghost Recon controls are different. That's another game with a couple, it's another little franchise that's like, I could totally install those and try to play them. That I also was like, ugh. I did give them a quick test drive, and call me cuckoo crazy, I love the new game engine on Call of Duty. What they've done with it since Modern Warfare 2, which was the official launch of, it's a brand new, completely different game engine than any of the games before. And since then, all the studios now work using that development suite that publishes on its proprietary, its own unique game engine and chunks it out. Like, boom! I like it. I love it. I love the way it moves. I love the way it plays. The only thing I've been lagging on in that category or that department is playing more Warzone and playing more of the previous games, because those are still playable, and trying to be like flex my, hey, I'm good at all of these Call of Duty games. Okay. I will give Division 1 and 2 that earnest heave-ho effort soon. I don't know when, but before the first quarter of the year is out. I know I've said this before and I've sucked and I haven't done it, and I'm sorry. But sometime in the next fortnight, I'm going to fire up Division 1 and I'm going to play it. You don't need to come and carry and hold my hand. I'm a big boy. I'm an old school gamer that wants to do this. And I like doing solo campaign stuff by myself, even if there's co-op. As long as it's playable solo and it isn't overwhelming, I like to do it a certain percentage for myself. And if it's got that threshold where you got to get to a certain town or play through a certain mission before you open up to get the multiplayer, you stop buying COD when they decide to prioritize. Yeah, we've played this. Yeah, I know. We've had this conversation. I respect your point of view on it. I'm on the side of loving it because I love multiplayer. I love me some Nuketown. I won't say, someone says one more Nuketown, and I'm like, yep. I got to be like needing to take a poop. If I was in a relationship, my partner would have to be like dangling their dainties in front of me, and I'd be like, no more Nuketown. I get you. You're not wrong. And I also, if you joined me, you wouldn't be carrying you. I appreciate that. That's dope. I also just wanted to say that I'm not the kind of guy that thinks of it that way. That's what I was trying to get at. And that's awesome. That's dope that you're that good at the game that you can be like, I can restrain myself and let the game wail on you without ruining it or helping you too much. That's a valid and awesome thing to be able to do. I salute you. I savor, for me, the me time of like, I love teaming up and I used to run, we talked about this before too. I used to love playing a game to a certain level, like let's say an MMO. For example, if New World Aeternum just announced that they had scheduled things for the next 5 years in terms of content instead of canceling it next year, then I'd be like, gonna try and start a guild on New World Aeternum. Oh, the irony that they picked a title that has the word that means to endure forever. You'd have to make it through the prologue before anyone could join you. Yes, I'm going to enjoy that. I'm not going to do it today. I'm not going to do it this weekend. Forgive me, I'm not going to do it this weekend because I'm excited to announce, I'm reminding myself, this weekend I'm going to do a Call of Duty Collection Classic Chaos. Rotate, I'm going to start with Black Ops 7, then I'm going to go Black Ops 6, Black Ops 5, Black Ops 4, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, and then I'm going to go Vanguard, and then Modern Warfare. I don't know, I may sprinkle in all the other ones in between, but I'm going to work my way backwards from the newest Call of Duty to my oldest Call of Duty, and we're going to replay the opening. We're going to play some multiplayer. I think we're going to do first just multiplayer the first day, and then we're going to go visit all the campaign modes. for every campaign mode I've already started, I'm going to go back and replay the chapters I've already played and then push forward one more chapter. And then I'm going to start, I'm going to try to do that one day a week. Maybe every Saturday. Maybe that's what I do on Saturdays. Like that. To try to make progress. Because I bought this Xbox with the intention of I'm going to live stream me playing through Call of Duty campaigns. And I respect what you just said. I also feel a little differently. I'm excited to play Black Ops 7 campaign mode. I just got to figure out what the F we're all doing wrong. Well, the few times I've played the opening chapter, I've been with people that weren't communicating, weren't responding to me on chat because my headset, because my fucking issue, I'm cursed. The setup that I've got now, my batteries are dead. I had rechargeable batteries, and I don't want to buy new ones because it's a big old fucking expense. But this is just power to a separate independent power source for the controller and Bluetooth or whatever it is, wireless to the Xbox. It's the lowest level of noise and static I've heard. In fact, I almost thought I fixed it. We're going to do a comms check test the next time that I play something where I really need to be on mic. And the next time I push myself for Warzone, I'll probably do it straight from the Xbox so you hear the Xbox audio on the live stream directly without the intervening Streamlabs. But I digress. So this weekend, I'm going to revisit all of the multiplayers for all of the Call of Duties I've got to see which ones are reliably. You can just drop in at a regular time. So that's tomorrow. Today, we did New World Aeternum. We're saluting it a fond farewell. Rest in peace. With your logical discussion, you didn't really tell me. You didn't really vote for one thing in particular, but you did. You did help me nudge myself in the balance. You did remind me. Then you know what? Even though you didn't have anything to say about New World Aeternum because you didn't know it, you reminding me about the current status of and enduring legacy duration of the game that you have been trying to recruit me into has motivated me to come to my determination. We're ripping the Band-Aid off. I'm not going to entertain. I almost just got chicken shit at cold feet. I will be able to reinstall it. It says previous purchasers you can reinstall. If for whatever reason I get weird, I was about to uninstall it right now for the 95 gig gain. And then I was like, what if I can't reinstall it? Oh. Then fuck it. It's too much content. There's too many games, not enough time. That's the wrong camera. Come here, camera. Let us say a fond farewell. Dear New World Aeternum, oh, the things you could have been. And I'm sad. Somebody is going to be live streaming between now and next January this game really hard. And maybe they'll get a bunch of new viewers for it. But it ain't going to me because there's too many games and not enough time to play them all in. So rest in peace. Fond farewell. Wait, where's uninstall, brah? Oh, I guess not there. I almost psyched myself into keeping it just now. In my head. I gave myself a little bit, wait. No, what if we just did it one day a week, but we did a solid 8 hours, and maybe that would make us famous for some dumb reason? Do you think that would make someone famous? The gamer community notices one goofball of a live streamer is still live streaming New World Aeternum all the way until its dying day just to see how far he can get, playing it one day a week, 80 hours a day. with occasional extra days. Nah. Goodbye. Good night. Farewell. For those who stay and play it for the rest of the year, may you have a lovely, delightful time. Man, I am at level 20, and they did just give all my characters 60 points. That should, what brings us... Does that upgrade my level, or does that just add points to my thing at the same... I don't know. I'm sad it's not cloud playable. It had given me some bit of relief. You'd have to make it through... Oh, yeah, I already read that. It was giving me some bit of relief that it was like, oh, but maybe I could play it on the cloud in case I got... You know... I still got to play through Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. And Senua's Saga 1 and 2. There's so much... Okay, I'm going to shut up now. We're going to uninstall it unceremoniously now. Goodbye, farewell. Goodbye, friend. Oh, that hurt. But like No Man's Sky. I haven't touched that in years. I should be playing that. And I really like, although I find I cannot control the gliding very well. I like the gliding. Guess where I like the gliding better. They added that 20v20 skirmish over on Call of Duty on the multiplayer side. And guess what? I effing love it. 20v20 large map multiplayer skirmish where you glide in every time you respawn. It's so cool. And I love the gliding. I can fly it pretty dope. I can land where I want. It makes sense to me. I love off the grid. I love the concept of it. I love the idea of the robot arms and legs. I can't, for the sake, I haven't figured out. I need to tweak all settings until I get a setting that makes sense so I can play it. These are just the ones on my main internal drive. Okay? Chorus. I thought it was that other game that is also, I think, they've stopped supporting it on Xbox. I got Chorus thinking it was that multiplayer spaceship game, and I had them confused, and it's not. This is a single-player space game, which is pretty cool. But there's a really big, giant, open space world where people are like, dope, the map is huge. And I thought it was that one, and it's not. The other one's called something. I can't remember it. But Cyberpunk 2077, it now is one of the best games ever made. Still, despite whatever controversies, they done fixed it. I have rolled the different classes that you can roll. I haven't gotten past the apartment. I got to my apartment on one of them. I think maybe all of them. Haven't touched it since. Skyrim, told myself I missed out. Got to play through it. They're gonna do a re-release soon, and I still haven't gotten past like the first hour, couple hundred hours, not 100 hours. The first where am I? I got to the part where you get to the big city, and they're like, you got to help, the dragon's attacking. And then you're supposed to go to some tower and then like fight a dragon. I've been avoiding going to the tower. Fallout 4, pretty much same thing. Rolled a couple of characters and then just got into it. Never mind the multiplayer Fallout game. F that. Greedfall looks super cool. Got to play it. Palia, got to play it. No Man's Sky, got to play it. Helldivers 2, been playing it a little bit, but not enough. Hellblade looks amazeballs. PUBG, I love me some PUBG. I love the suspense. I love how quiet it gets, how suspenseful it gets. I haven't played it in forever. Red Dead Redemption, Red Dead Online, all of these games. And then on my expansion card, we've got a brand new game, Terminal Bridge, and then we've got Battlefield 6, Call of Duty, Black Ops 7 and 6, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Vanguard. All of which I totally love playing, and I should be playing in rotation. And I just keep waffling about actually getting it done. I have not played Terminal. That's going to be our next first impression review. We're going to see what the F this silly goofball game is about, and see if I really want to play it or not. And then we have the drive for retro games and to keep some Xbox games, some Series X games on rotation but in storage. So all of these I need to rotate back in at some point to play because we have them. Might as well play them. All of these are playable off of this drive. When we do the multiplayer rotation, I will be popping open Cold War, Ghosts, Modern Warfare the Grey, Call of Duty World War II to see if we can find enough people. We got to hit the sweet spot on a Saturday afternoon. We should find some people. Shit. Where'd we go? Come here, you. Gosh darn it. There's a bunch of other games. I need to probably get rid of a few of the ones that are from Game Pass or whatever. But look, I've got old school ones that I want to play. Tom Clancy's Vegas 1 and 2. I don't know if I'm going to like them, but I told myself I'm going to try. Fable 1, 2, and 3. I told myself I have to. You're on your 11th walkthrough of Cyberpunk 2077? Boy, do I wish that was co-opable. Because that one I'd be like, please hold my hand. Big gamey daddy. That sounded terrible. Please play co-op with me. You know what? Dear White Werewolf, I wish you hadn't gotten burnt down on Call of Duty because I'd be like, dude, let's team up and play the multiplayer co-op campaign. Let's go. I've been watching streamers play it and some of it looks dope as fuck, in my humble opinion. I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong. You have every right to feel the way you feel, and your criticisms have valid points. And, they're abusive with the transactions. They could chill the F out and sell everything for half the price they're selling at, and they'd make triple the money. But I'm jealous. 11th walkthrough of Cyberpunk. I wish that was a co-opable semi-multiplayer open world game because I'd be all over it because I love the idea and the themes. Single players, I don't know why. I always feel like, nothing will change. No one will miss me. I'll just keep bumping it, and then I never get around. But I want to play through the Fable. I want to play through Dragon Age. I got Dragon Age 1, 2, and 3, and the newest one, 4, whatever it's called, over here waiting to get rotated. It doesn't have a number. Veilguard. I want to play them. I'm gonna, this year, 2026, despite everything else going on in the world, this is the year where I'm gonna more consistently work on my book a little bit more every day as the first thing every day. Very, 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 very first thing every day. I'm going to make TikTok style short form video, audio podcast, and then my first live stream of the day is going to be work on my book for a little bit, talk to ChatGPT about something, or draft a little something, or read we think this is close to almost being a done rough draft, reading a little something for feedback every day in the morning. First things first. Fast, intuitive. Got to get a commentary about the world. Got to get some science fiction, action, adventure, world building in. And then afternoon, evening, nighttime, focus on a little bit of almost daily dabble, and then a primary game for the night to really push. And I'm going to get more consistent. We're going to rotate through these games. I got to play through RoboCop. I got to play through Oblivion Remastered. I got to play through Starfield. I got to play through Assassin's Creed. I got to play through BioShock. I got to play through Dragon's Dogma 1 and 2. I got to play through Hogwarts Legacy. That includes Phantom Liberty DLC 9 times. I'm so jealous. You must be so much better at shooting things in video games than I've ever been as of yet. Because I can't play that fast. Also, I get bogged down and I'm a weirdo. I'm going to stop rambling. I got to take a break. I gotta make decisions about what to play next. It is Friday, so it's perfect for a first impression look at some other game. or a second first impression look at some game that I got to decide whether or not I'm keeping or not. Some of these games are up for chopping block because they're just, I wanted to, like Jedi Survivor. I don't know. Am I going to play Jedi Survivor? I don't know. Too many games. Not enough time to play them all in. Tomb Raider. All the ones that are free to play that I didn't spend any money on, the ones I spent money on, I'm going to get my money's worth, brah. Like Shadow of Mordor. Middle Earth. I don't know if it's 1 and 2 or if it's A and B. Like, what is this? There's 2 different games, though. Middle Earth. This is Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor, Game of the Year edition. And this is Middle Earth Shadow of War. Anyways, gotta play those. Got those on a double whammy discount. Fallout 76 MMO. Is this what this might be what we replace since we just ripped the Band-Aid off on New Age Aeternum. I could go get Elder Scrolls Online, which is an old school favorite. I love the card game inside of that. I would reinstall the 100 and plus gigs of Elder Scrolls Online all over again, and I kid you not, I say this for reals, just to be able to play the goofy card game inside of it all over again. I really would. And then I would just let everything else slide and I'm already itching to get over there. But another part of me is like, no, we got to play Fallout 6. How big is this game? Gigs. Where are the gigs? Why did they get rid of the gig listing? That should be the top corner right under the title. First thing. How many gigs? For F's sake. How many gigs? You sons of bitches. Why did they make me have to click 7 times before I have to find how many gigs? 122. Jesus effing. Yeah, I need to play Cyberpunk. Even though it's not third person. Oh my god, I would be all over it so much harder if it was third person. I think. I don't know why I think that. Anyways, you can feel my pain. There's too many things going on. I need to get rid of some of these. Like, I installed Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 just to get re-excited about Baldur's Gate 3 because I need to redo Baldur's Gate 3. I'm going to jokingly play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 as a first impression look at and then go, I can't deal with how many 80 hours each those are. I don't like isometric top-down, especially turn-based. Ugh. But, the one exception in my life, out of all of these games, you'll notice Baldur's Gate 3. Isometric, fixed camera, turn-based. I don't know why. I forgive it. I have a huge bias against it. It's psychological. If I played Baldur's Gate, I know this for a fact because I've already done it. I owned Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 back in the day. I wanted to love them. They were one of the best games out at the time when they first came out. The way the isometric graphics are set, that inverse and upside down optical illusion, you know, the one with like the paper plates. There's a picture of paper plates, and then if you stare at it long enough, it suddenly looks like the paper plates are inside out and upside down. That happens to the map, and it drives me crazy. Clip that. And I can only play for so long before that starts to happen. Diablo, same thing. I wish I was like hardcore about Diablo because everyone's all about it, but I can't be because if I play that game for more than an hour and a half, 2 hours, everything starts looking like it's inside out and upside down. And then I can't, my brain hurts. And I can't rotate the camera, which makes me mad. Okay. I digress. We said farewell to that. We've got to figure out, we might start playing Fallout 76 since that is an MMO that's free to play. I've already collected a bunch of fun collectibles in there because I used to make that an almost daily login where I would log in to get whatever free thing they were giving away. I'm going to start doing that. It stayed on here. It is 122 gigs, but it's been in rotation and it's launchable from the external drive, so I haven't chopped it off yet. For an MMO, it's weirdly unpredictable and strange, And it's in the Fallout universe, which is not generic fantasy. And it doesn't need to remind me of I do need to play Dragon's Dogma 1 and 2, even though Dragon's Dogma 1 is really weird and boring and sparse. It feels like playing early Elder Scrolls. I need to play Hogwarts. I don't know why. It's way outside of my venue, but it's outside of my usual. I've been trying to talk myself into playing BioShock. I got to do my first impression at least. These games look amazing. I got them on sale, all 3 of them for less than $10. It was awesome. But some of these things, part of me wants to just get rid of Jedi Survivor. Just get rid of it. Ever play the Mass Effect trilogy? That game, Mass Effect trilogy. I have installed it and uninstalled it. I've played a little bit. It's awesome. And also, there's parts of it that drive me a little nuts. So no, I haven't. But I have installed it and opened it up and played a little and then uninstalled it. Same thing with Halo. I've uninstalled and reinstalled and played a little bit, a hot minute of a bunch of different Halo installs. And they're all there. I might make room for those. I don't know. This was sad news as it were already. And there's already so many games that I'm like, they're either new or that I missed out on that I want to overcompensate and make happen. So I don't know what to do, man. It's a lot. And I appreciate you dropping by to check in on me and encourage me to get in to check out The Division. I found out those are, yes, cloud playable. So it gives me more breathing room. I might go check them out and see how good or bad they perform on the cloud playable, because I've never played it. I've never really played a game seriously on the cloud service yet. Mass Effect is amazing. Best sci-fi series ever, in my opinion. Better than Halo. Registered, and it's up on a pin. It's up as a pin on the corkboard of game recommendations from the audience that I should consider. Since you're such a supporter, would you pretty please go to my about tab on my profile here on, what's the name of this platform? Twitch. You should see a suggestion box. It's the almost daily upvote box. Nominate Mass Effect, and you can break it out to 1, 2, and 3 if you want to do each one as a separate one. Please and thank you. It's a great way for me to remember, but I'll also try to remember you said that. I've installed them. I would reinstall them again. I have heard that statement before. Most best sci-fi series ever. I shouldn't miss out. I am indeed. The whole purpose of this show is purely at the gaming level is to try and overcompensate for the lost time. Now that I have so much of it on my hands, so much free time, and the tool to do it. So there we go. In terms of today, I thank you humbly, dear White Werewolf 088. If you think of any other games, any of the ones you recommended today, any other games, especially if they are Game Pass for free available, or on discount, or whatever, even if they're not, whatever, recommend them just so that I'm aware. Vote for them in my upvote box, please, and thank you. And then other people can vote them, can supplementally thumbs up them. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to try to keep it to under an hour and a half. I'm going to grab a bite to eat, go for a walk, stretch my legs, get a drink, maybe indulge in a second coffee because I'm feeling splurgy. And then I have to pick something else to play. I'm either going to do a first impression look at one of those games we just looked at. Maybe Hogwarts. Maybe one of the 360 games that I want to just try and burn through and just finally kick it off. Tomorrow, it's Black Ops Collection multiplayer. And then Sunday, will either be like Sunday cozy game, something other than everything. And then next week, I'm going to try and find some people that already know what's going on with the campaign on Black Ops 7. I have not gotten into it yet because it's co-opable. I want to find some people that are either down to help out with somebody who doesn't know what's going on or don't know what's going on themselves but are down to go at it and figure it out and communicate. So I'm debating actually making an event on my Xbox today for like Monday. But before we get into the campaign for Black Ops 7, we're going to play the multiplayer of all of the previous Black Ops games and revisit where we're at with the campaign for all of them except 6. I'm going to enjoy replaying, except 7, because we haven't gotten anywhere in 7. I'm going to enjoy replaying the campaign for 6 up until the zombie part. That'll be fun. I respect and admire what you're saying about the campaign. I thought last year's campaign was pretty dope. I don't know how much more there is to play, but I got to the super hard zombie part and I sort of gave it a break. I used to have it as a screen, as my background, the very spot where I'm like, you got to break into this chamber with a zombie guy in it, but there's like things trying to kill you, and I was like, that sounds hard. I'm not gonna do this. I left it. I'm like, bye. Everything else I really, really liked, but this sounded cuckoo over the top to me. But we're gonna go back and revisit all the things, and then during the course of the next week or so, we're gonna try to get into Black Ops 7 campaign because I have yet to actually really, really get into it. I'm gonna be on headset, talking to people, even though my microphone is not as good as it could be. I've troubleshooted it a lot. We'll probably try and test that out more this weekend to see if it's any better, et cetera, et cetera. And then, giving myself that cushion of I just planned that out, sometime in the next fortnight, I will try to do Division 1 and 2 opening, on-ramping to co-op multiplayer accessibility. However many chapters that is, whatever it is, I'm going to try to play that by myself and try to get into multiplayer. That's sometime in the next fortnight. So I remember like 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks. But first, all this Call of Duty stuff. All right. I need to grab a bite to eat, stretch my legs, get the blood flowing again, and decide what to do next. I'm debating between Hogwarts Legacy, which I got as not Series X, because I sometimes can't even tell the difference between this new gen and the last gen. So it fit really nicely on my prior gen drive. So, and it's got plenty of open room for juggling now. We're not chuck full. So I'm satisfied. 60-40 Hogwarts Legacy or Fable. Because I do want to just do Fable 1, 2, and 3 in rotation. But I don't know. I'm spinning my wheels. I'm going to go. Thanks again. Shout out to White Werewolf 88 for being such a patient and friendly, real life, actual human being to chat with. I'll be back relatively quickly. Gonna grab a bite to eat. And then roll the imaginary proverbial dice on what to play next. I might do Helldivers and just go Zen mode, silent grind for 3 hours on Helldivers like I did War Robots yesterday and Call of Duty the day before. I'm going to do that more often. I'm going to do that like 3 or 4 days a week. Just pick a game and just grind the F out of it. Do 3-hour sessions, 3 sessions of 3. That's very doable for me without feeling too burnt out. And then that's lots of progress if I really, really focus, regardless of the game, as long as if it's multiplayer or whatever, or solo, whatever. So we're doing that. in less chatty. Later. Thanks again. Totally, really appreciate you. I'll be back later. Sorry for rambling, spiraling out of control. Hopefully, I won't get stuck trying to figure out what to play next. We're going to figure something out. 60-40, it'll be a brand new to me game to do a first impression review on it. 60% yes, 40% it's a game we've already looked at before. I'm just jumping into it to grind. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. DJ Zed, some music, please, as we exit. Should have turned that on hours ago. Bye. Too loud. That's way too loud. Crank it down. Get it back down to there. Right there.